The night Dean Brelis walked in. One night in the late 1960s, I was working in the KNBC Newsroom in Burbank. It was about 8 o'clock, a relatively quiet between the early broadcast and the chaos of the 11 o'clock news. The newsroom had settled. Typewriters clicked, telephones rang, police radios crackled, and wire machines delivered the latest reports from the wire services. Then a distinguished-looking gentleman walked through the door. He was sharply dressed, with perfectly combed white hair and the confident stride of someone who had spent a lifetime walking into important places. He didn't announce himself or ask for directions. He simply nodded politely and continued down the hallway as though he had been there 100 times before. I watched him disappear down the hall into one of the offices. Who was that? As I recall, our director, Joel Tater, told me his name was Dean Brelis. A few minutes later, I walked back to his office, introduced myself, and learned that he would be anchoring KNBC's 11 o'clock news for a short period, while Tom Brokaw was away on assignment. In those days, there was no internet. There was no iPhone inside your pocket. If you wanted to know something about a person, you had to ask around. Simply wait until the story eventually found you. Had I known who Dean Brelis really was, I might have remained in that office a little longer. I later discovered that the elegant, white-haired gentleman I had casually introduced myself to was far more than a temporary news anchor. Dean Brelis had been a foreign correspondent for NBC and CBS and had written for Time magazine. He was also an accomplished novelist, nonfiction author, and educator. But even before journalism, Brelis enlisted in the Army in 1942 and served with the legendary OSS and was awarded the Bronze Star. The man quietly sitting in that KNBC office had served behind enemy lines, witnessed history at close range, and carried those experiences into journalism and literature. History was something he had lived. Yet when I met him, he carried none of that experience like a decoration. He was gracious, composed, and unassuming. He simply welcomed a young newsroom employee into his office and explained that he would be sitting in for Brokaw. That was the remarkable thing about the KNBC and NBC newsroom of those days. You never knew who might walk through the door. It was a gathering place for some of the finest professionals journalism had to offer. Foreign correspondents, street reporters, anchors, news writers, assignment editors, producers, cameramen, film editors, stage managers, and directors. Each brought a different piece of the world into that newsroom. No university or journalism school could have assembled such a faculty. The classroom was the assignment desk. The textbooks arrived on the wire machines. The lectures came through ringing telephones, police radios, and shouted instructions from producers racing against airtime. And the professors were people like Tom Brokaw, Jess Marlowe, Robert Abernathy, and, for one brief period, Dean Brelis. I didn't fully understand how fortunate I was to be standing among those people. I thought I was simply going to work each night. Only years later did I realize that I had been receiving an education unavailable anywhere else. That education arrived without warning, walking quietly through the newsroom at 8 o'clock in a sharp suit, with neatly combed white hair and a lifetime of history behind him. His name was Dean Brelis, and for a few unforgettable nights, he anchored the 11 o'clock news at KNBC.